Hello there, and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
On that.
and today we're reviewing.
Crisis on Earth X Part 1?
Yeah,
Supergirl, I guess? Kind of.
what's with this shtick?
Well, it's just like, I don't... It was interesting. I was wondering how this was going to be when we started watching it. Whether they're going to play it like last year, where each episode was definitely an episode of whatever show it was, or whether it's going to be literally a big, massive crossover, which I guess this is what it is. So it's more like a mini-series break for everyone than it is a separate episode of each show.
Yeah, because I know we kind of had a discussion beforehand, and from a Trepper to Riv point of view,
Wow.
I thought Supergirl, like last year's crossover, if you remember, that Supergirl to me was selfish, as in it was a Supergirl episode until the last 30 seconds, but this one was popping. I have a little criticism, but first, I watched it and I felt I like the first part, and I felt really good watching it. You know what I mean? I was watching it and I was like, this ain't bad. You know what I mean? There were a couple goofy moments. One thing I'll address off the bat was I wasn't hot. There was a couple ropey, like Arrow's introduction. I like the whole Star City thing. I like that. But like, it's like, oh, I'm fighting ninjas, and he kept making real hacky jokes about fighting ninjas for the quick little 2 minute intro, and I was like, that's annoying. That was annoying me. It's like, yeah, 1 minute I'm just fighting some ninjas. It's like, to me that was hokey and sticky. I didn't like that. The Legends was less like that, but like it to me, Felicity talking to Oliver about the RSVP was calm. You know what I mean? My issue was the Legends. They're doing this Arthur thing. They're on a hype, and then they're like randomly just like, oh yeah, the wedding. Like I didn't like that at all. Yeah, there was something about that seemed like they literally just threw it in there. I think they could have done it a lot more organically. You know
The
what I
Legend
mean?
stuff is all over the place, for me. That's out of all the shows, that's the one crossover I'm confused by. First of all, why isn't Ray there?
I think he's on the way, because that's what I was thinking as well. But I watched the little trailer for the thing, and then I remember seeing the Wave Rider flying about and shooting another Wave Rider. So I think that maybe, like, because Ray's missing, Nathaniel's missing, Amaya's missing, Zara's missing. Damn it. So
I
yeah, so I was thinking maybe they're gonna pop up more in their episode
I
because
have I have no doubt that he will.
mm,
The same as I'm sure Speedy's going to pop up at some point, and probably a couple of other people. But
see, I
it's
thought
just weird to me that he's not there.
yeah, because it is kind of like they are kind of having their own episode in the sense that in the this is a bit ropey because I ain't seen the Flash or the Legends episode yet, but I've got a feeling in the Legends episode, more of the Legends are gonna pop in. In the Arrow episode, you had Wild Dog, Mr. Terrific pop up for a second, didn't you? So I think in that way they're popping more of their kind of characters in there. The King Shark CGI for the Flash's little nudging. That was a bit ropey.
Mm.
So, you know what I mean? The CGI on the King Shark. I was thinking, oh, maybe they put some money into this. And the more I looked at the shark, I was like, oh, maybe I thought too soon. So yeah, I don't know whether it was just me, but like the transitions between scenes, a couple of them felt a bit off. And you know, when the X pops up and then it goes on to next, I don't like that. I don't like the X slide. There's something about that seems a little off, that I didn't kind of quite like that. So yeah, there were a couple things that were a bit like, hacky and stood out a little bit, and kind of like, and to me it would have been the easiest thing to do. I mean, like Arrow could have been doing whatever, like Flash was fighting King Shark, and like, oh, by the way, don't forget, or flipping. Oliver could have been like, oh yeah, I'm going to need a rest after this. Oh well, don't put your feet up for too long, because don't forget we've got the wedding. And he's like, oh yeah. And then with the legends, I mean, for all the time and space, I mean, they could have had him attending flipping, I don't know, a big the historical character's wedding, and been like, oh yeah, don't forget Barry and Iris is. And then like, oh yeah, we better go, and then just walk out, and then everyone's turning around looking at them like, yo, where are these people going? Yo, something a little more organic than being in the middle of a flipping field, whatever. There was some cool scenes. I did like when, I guess, someone shot a fire arrow at Sarah and she dashed it back at the guy. The fight in the Sarah and the Alex thing in the church, that was batty. That seems super choreographed.
I couldn't believe it. Never mind. I can't believe even in the crossover we have to sit through this goddamn Alex stuff whining about Maggie.
Yeah, it's her. I'm telling you, it's her. It's weird, because that's another thing, like in each of their episodes, their own beef. Something that kind of predominated as well was this firestorm thing.
That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Ain't that crap already? And the Spider-Man thing. Oh, good lord.
Yeah, well, that's the thing as well, because I think a couple of episodes in The Flash, they outright mention the Incredible Hulk, and like I think recently in Arrow, I think they've referenced a big Marvel character as well, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, okay then. They're just name dropping Marvel characters. I'm like, go for it, you know what I mean? It's kind of like ironic in a sense, but like I was like, oh, okay then.
I don't mind that. My issue is the scene talking about the spider powers that stunk of something that writers thought was funny.
Yeah,
once you get it filmed, they're like, no.
Yeah.
Maybe if you just crack the joke about having spider powers and end the scene, but because they dragged it out, it's oh Christ. Yeah. And it's like, it feels like the entire thing. Like we've been sat all season with them trying to figure out this thing with Firestorm. It's cut to the chase.
Yeah. In terms of, I mean, we know Martin Starn's leaving. # spoiler. Like, just put your character down. Bring someone else in. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'd say bring a girl in, but.
They've already done that. They don't need anyone else.
Yeah, but I don't know about that.
Get rid of Stein. You can have Ray take over the. That's what's always confused me. He's smart. Why do you need two of them?
Yeah, and I'd say he outranks Martin Stein in terms of intellect, because he's rated on Earth in the DC universe is ranked the second smartest guy on the list. That's a fun fact for you. So yeah, two big things. I mean, I imagine the people are waiting. I mean, yeah, they get, you got the rehearsal dinner, # drama for no reason, Maggie's whining, shock, you Firestorm, I mean, that dragged in Legends, now they're dragging over to here, which again proves that people have got no idea. The Oliver and Felicity thing, she don't want to marry him, because of something she's coming up with all these hokey reasons, and I'm sitting here like thinking, oh, is she married to someone else? And I'm sitting there like, there's no way she's married to someone else, but they're kind of playing it like that, like she's got this big secret, and now it's because last time she got engaged she got popped in the spine, and you know what I mean? And
what sense does that even make? Where has this come from?
Yeah,
this is lazy writing. This thinks of the same thing they did on Flash. I guess it was last week, where suddenly out of nowhere, for plot shenanigans, no one believes Barry, even though they always do every other time. Now suddenly Felicity doesn't want to get married, even though in the, maybe this is the second episode, I can't remember, but I think it's the second one, Oliver points out himself they got engaged, but yet now suddenly she doesn't want to do it because she got shot 2 years ago or whatever it was.
I'm going to be 100% real now, but She's been on him like stink on doo-doo the whole of this season of Arrow, and now when he lays the cut, she's not down.
I think
Sounds like a
what's
skit to
really
me.
what's really frustrating is it has been better. Their relationship has not been as frustrating as it was, season 3 or 4, or whatever it was, when it was really bad and really dragged the show down. It's been much better, but now they've just stepped right back into that soap opera crap for no reason.
Yeah, drama. You know what I mean? It's calm when there's no drama. So yeah, they kind of get to the church. They're just about to do one thing. The officiator said, "Oh, we're here for the wedding of Barry Allen and Iris West." It's like, I don't think that's how you're supposed. Ain't it meant to be like, the marriage of Bartholomew Allen and Iris Ann West or something? I was like, oh, that was a bit sloppy. He ends up getting popped.
I think you can ask them to pronounce you however you want to be called.
Okay. Right.
It doesn't need to be official. Not that I'd know.
So before that, you had the weird girl kind of with the drinks go up to Barry and be like, "Oh, I'm so glad I'm here." Put the hand
wink,
on.
Wink, I'm your daughter. Wink, wink. Christ alive.
Yeah.
Could that be any obvious?
Which is interesting because I'm sitting here thinking, doesn't she know that it was gonna pop off? You know what I mean? Because she's got to be from the future, right?
Yeah.
What's her flex? Because how did she get back there? That's another issue. Because I was thinking, maybe
she has super speed.
Okay, so just so obviously Barry ain't sat her down and talked about. But I guess she ain't murked the timeline.
Maybe he's not there. He might not be there if he's disappeared in the crisis.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting how she was like proper gassed about like actually coming to see the wedding like it was a big deal or something. Like it's like, I've got super speed, I'm going to go back and see my parents' wedding. I mean, let's be serious.
Well, I mean, to be fair, how many times has Barry gone back and done something stupid?
Yeah,
I mean,
but not to go see his mum and dad get married. To go and save his mum's life, yeah.
Yeah, that was stupid. If you went back to watch him get married, that would be fine. He's not screwing anything up. Sit there, enjoy the party. Like, this guy went and screwed up time like he did.
Yeah, so you had her, because I was thinking maybe it was Joe and his woman. I forgot her name. Is it Camille? Is it Camille? Yeah. Is it Camilla or something like that? I was like, maybe it's their kid, but then I thought no, because why would she go up to Barry? And then she started laying hands on him, like I was getting the vibe wherever she's from is been killed, and like she's come back and she's like proper like, oh yeah, really pleased to see you, like emotional and stuff. So I was getting that vibe. Then everything kicks off. My man gets lasered.
Isn't she? Oh, my feature flashing gets confused. Isn't she Bart Allen's mum? Because he's got 2 kids, right? And they're twins. There's Dawn and there's the brother whose name I can't remember. And Dawn is the mother of Bart.
See, I get confused because I know, don't the Allen clan get mixed with the Thawne clan?
Yeah, she hooks up with Eobard Thawne's kid or grandkid or something, and then they are Bart.
Oh, okay then.
That's why Barry's his granddad.
So why would he be called Bart Allen? Why wouldn't he be called Bart Thawne? See, that's why I get confused about. I know there's a Melanie Thawne, but I don't know what's going on there. So in terms of timeline, so we kind of get to the action. Wally did a cool thing where he was doing the bullets and stuff, but again, he just seemed like a spare part, and they were trying to. He looks terrible with hair. I mean, I can't stress that enough how bad he looks with hair, and
what's weird is they're not even hiding the fact he's a spare part this season. Yeah. He's disappeared from the Flash and then popped back in again, and even in here he does one thing and then he's gone. He's like Monel.
Yeah, that's what I thought was interesting. The Cisco got knocked out through the fight, and then he was carked out, and they kind of had him out the way. But something that I noticed with Wally, while he was, I don't really know what went on, but he was doing something, and then he got like there was a flash of red lightning, and then he was kind of like on the floor, you know what I mean? And I was sitting there and I was thinking, that
That's
like
a reverse flash, isn't it?
yeah, but I don't think he was there because it was literally for a split second and gone. You know, it's not like it's going to run in, just whack Wally and then just run off and then we don't see him for the rest of the episode. You expect him to be dashing around murking everyone. So I was like, what's going on there? That there was like a little brief flash of red and it was like, ugh. And I was
Must
like,
be. There's no explanation for it. No one else can do it. It's not like Barry would do it, is it?
yeah, but that's so random how it just...
It might be a tease that remind me, because I can't remember now. Did we see him before that?
I don't think...
No, because he showed up at the rooftop with evil Arrow and evil Supergirl at the end, right?
Yeah, maybe. That's
So
interesting.
it's like a tease for him to come later on.
Yeah, but I mean, it was so split second. It was I'm expecting like at the end for him to like you see a flashback of whatever he did there. But I was just intrigued that he only did one tiny little thing if it was him and then vanished. So I thought, oh, you know what I mean. So yeah, I mean everything kicks off. You had Supergirl slapping Overgirl about. You had that, and then it kind of all dies down. The choreography between Sarah and what's her name was whack, and then yeah, that I guess they capture Prometheus, go back to the base, and the kind of you find out they're doppelgängers, and it kind of ends. So yeah, as I said, I thought it was good to watch. And I did like the girl turning up, maybe I guess Barrett's their daughter. I thought that was cool. Some of the choreography was like way off, especially with the hand-to-hand stuff. I did like I like Mick Rory. Again, he was like carked out, like in the church. That was funny. Like it is a funny guy, you know what I mean. But I think sometimes with his comedy, it is heavy-handed and stuff like that. But I mean, in the first season of, I think it's because he ain't got no one to rip with. But in the first season of Legends of Tomorrow, him and Captain Cold were stand out, like really, really funny because they were riffing off each other. And I mean, it was good in this episode, but I kind of noticed in Legends of Tomorrow they can be a little heavy-handed with his jokes, and sometimes if you just ease off, I mean, it is a great character and stuff like that. I mean, when it's fighting, you see him spray his fire gun, and that's really the length and breadth of it. I
thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, especially his reaction to seeing Caitlin's powers. That was funny. I think this episode,
it's like he's trying to get with her. I'm pretty because she's like
he's fire, she's ice cold, because then it makes sense. I think this episode was fun, but frustrating as well. Like I could ignore it for a big crossover, but some of the writing just pops up the lasers, like the Cisco thing in a coma last week.
Well, concussion, knocked out.
What? Yeah, but he's in a coma. He's sleeping throughout the episode, right? Yeah. Last week, they had the exact same thing with the Canary on Legends of Tomorrow, and we've seen it over and over again with Barry and whoever else on whatever damn show. How many times is someone going to be knocked out conveniently for the plot?
I think it's because they want to fit a lot of people in, but they can't work out how to do it like whatever. I mean, it's because what they do is when it comes to a fight, for each individual's part, they focus way too much on it. Like there was about a 30-second thing of Canary and Alex beating those two guys up. That would have worked way better if you cut it down to 10 seconds and transition to another person. You could have fit 2 more transitions in there and fit 2 more things in a lot easier. But what they do is there are about 20 characters on screen, and they select about 4 main ones and then focus on them for about 30 seconds, and then no one else is getting camera thing, and then at the end of the fight you're like, oh, they were there because I didn't see them doing it. You know what I mean? They focus way too much on like the whackness to be like, oh, look how cool this fighting is. The only problem was that Canary with her stick looked a bit ropey to me. I'm pretty sure she got it caught under her pit like once or twice when she was bringing it up, and I was like, oh, that didn't look good. So yeah.
Still Monel's lame. He pops up for like, what,
Yeah.
a 10-second cameo. And it's this big superhero crossover. Bloody Alex gets to go, even though you got the Canary and Oliver Queen jumping about, but Monel, nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just like our Supergirl's so powerful. You can't, if you whack her with another super powerful person, it's not relatable. So if you got like human Alex, you got an excuse to run every 5 seconds like Superman and Lois Lane. So yeah, I mean, I did like
Yeah,
what.
but Lois Lane and now they're doing Kung Fu though, is she?
So I mean, main criticisms: the X flying up. Some of the transition from scenes from one bit to another didn't seem so fluid. It did seem like kind of jerky, like, oh, did I miss something? Because they're there and then next minute they're on the other side of town. So some of that felt jerky. The unnecessary drama and a couple slips on the choreography, but apart from that, I thought it was good. What would your criticisms and score it?
Criticisms.
I'll give it an 8.
A bit of laziness in the writing.
As usual.
A bit of confusion in who they're bringing over, and it can be a tough job in a 40-minute episode to accommodate everyone, but some people just seem lame in the show, so why can we not do it? I mean, parts of it seem fun, but part of it seemed bogged down by some of the unnecessary drama in the shows, but overall, yeah, a good time, fun start. I won't even care about we're going to fight Nazis. Why not? I guess that's an easy do for. I do like that this year they are actually doing a crossover as opposed to a separate show of each one. I think it's off to a pretty good start. I imagine we're going to get to the wedding at some point. I guess that's going to be back on by the end of whatever show is on last. So. Harry's the best character out of all of them. I don't care.
Explain why.
Because he's fun, and because he gets through the science stuff without boring me, and I don't think there's a character yet I've seen him interact with that doesn't work. I think sometimes you put these characters together and it just doesn't work. I saw Felicity. I don't like Felicity and Iris. I just don't see it. I don't see it gelling. I don't see them being friends. But Felicity and Caitlin, yeah. I think you can put Harry with anyone and the dynamic works. Maybe it's just because he's a good actor, I don't know.
Because you look at the episode with the Flash, it's like, Iris don't even get on with flipping. Iris don't even get on with Caitlin. And she spends most of her time with her. So maybe it's just like... Maybe it's just Iris. She don't really get on with anyone except Barry, her dad, and flipping, and Wally. Anyone else who kind of rubs up the wrong way. Maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. So yeah, that's our review for part 1. I'm Sam, aka Big Dog.
Sure.
And you are
Matt.
And we'll see you for part 2. You know where to keep it. The Superhero Hub.